Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christy with Van Ahn Company. It's Wednesday, June 15th. I'm going to go over the markets with you for the day. Really lower trade across the board for the commodities in general, especially those grain markets. Corn down 7.5 cents, beans down 11 to 13 cents, and then wheat down a couple cents there across all three of them. What you had was actually a friendly NOPA crush report come out, as it looks like crush is really well ahead of any range we've ever had, above that expectations, and it gave beans a little bit of support, but really that was met with some selling pressure. And so you now have soybeans about 50 cents off its high from about 3 trading days ago. So once again, second time you've got friendly news, this NOPA crush report, and then the USDA crop report last Friday that was friendly beans, and you weren't able to sustain that rally. And so you, like I said, drastically off those highs, and you're starting to find that pressure, and it seems like just about 10 cents here or there, and it's gotten you well off those highs, and it drug everything else down with it. Corn, for the most part, was down about 3 to 4 cents majority of the day, and then found that selling pressure later in the day once soybeans really took off to the downside. Over into the meat markets, a little bit lower there. Live cattle, feeder cattle just down about $1.50. Lean hogs mixed there. Outside markets, you actually had crude slightly higher, and then the dollar lower, and the Dow slightly higher. You had FOMC meeting, and the announcement came out today that Federal Reserve did decide to change the federal funds rate the same. They kept it the same, and so people were starting to get a little bit leery. Those economic data reports have been coming out a little bit on the friendlier side. Even though job creation was low, everything else seemed to be okay, but for the most part they said they're going to keep it, and they're probably going to keep it low for a little bit there. So that pushed the US dollar back just a little bit, as it had a couple strong days here in the last week, and then it was supportive towards that Dow market. Moving forward, what we're going to be looking at is those weather forecasts, as it does look like heat is here to stay. Most places are starting to call for the exact end of El Nino, and whether we're in La Nina not yet, or we won't know that for a little bit, but they have said that we're out of El Nino here, and those forecasts are looking hot. Whether we get those precip ranges, there's some pockets showing up in some areas, but for the most part the rain has been coming, so that's going to be a big one, is whether those forecast models change for the 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day, and then tomorrow we'll get export sales data, and that's a big one. We've been well ahead of pace. They did adjust that into the last USDA report, but we'll see if those corn export sales keep coming in extremely strong like they have been for the last about month and a half. I do have to close with a disclaimer: trading in futures and options involves risk loss and may not be suitable for all producers. Have a great day.